Tanks Vlog, Week 10, NFL. The Dolphins are for real. The Dolphins are for real. 6-3. They just continue to win games. I mean, today was another solid game. Tua played as good as he possibly could. Didn't need to do much. Defense and special teams made some big plays. As I said in my Dolphin exclusive recap, things are going well. And I think they've fully brought into Brian Flores, who should be Coach of the Year. And right now they look like they're a year ahead of schedule. And with a couple of the games next week, they need to win the next two games because of what's beyond. I mean, the Broncos is going to, even though they have to go to Denver, it's going to be a winnable game. And, of course, the Jets is a winnable game. And then beyond that, the Dolphins have a tough stretch. But they got to, if they could win these two games, they could certainly be in position heading into December to make the postseason. And I never thought that would have been possible this year. Browns, in the game that was delayed at the start by hail. Hail to the Browns. They win the game 10-7 over the Texans, and Nick Chubb, they're about $1 billion bettors not happy with Nick Chubb, who did the opposite of Todd Gurley by running out of bounds as the game was running out. Instead of scoring an easy touchdown, he ran out of bounds deliberately at the 1-yard line to let the game end instead of scoring a touchdown, which they would have won the game. They would have been up 17-7, but chose to end the game instead stat padding. Although Nick Chubb had a very good day, 126 yards and 1 touchdown. A lot of people unhappy with Mr. Chubb. Lions had a 24-3 lead, blew it, but Matt Prater was there with a 59-yard field goal at the end of the game as the Lions held on to beat Washington 30-27. Packers sleptwalk most of the day, but still beat the Jaguars 24-20. Jaguars are now 1-8. Only the Jets are worse. Giants ended their jinx against the Eagles. And the NFC East just stinks. Eagles still in first place at 3-6-1. Giants in second at 3-7. Followed by the Washington and the Cowboys, both 2-7. When you look at that division, the first thing that comes to mind is yuck. Buccaneers bounced back in a big way as Tom Brady had a big day. 341 yards passing, 3 touchdowns as the Buccaneers doubled up the Panthers 46-23. By the way, that is the only game in which a road team won today. Raiders over the Broncos 37-12. Cardinals got a miracle Hail Mary catch in the end zone by DeAndre Hopkins with 1 second left to beat the Bills 32-30. And like Nick Chubb, the Cardinals didn't kick the extra point, instead kneeling because they were afraid of a block in return would have tied the game, so they knelt and they won the game 32-30 instead of 33-30, which would have covered. The Seahawks are falling apart. Russell Wilson, another poor performance. Lose to the Rams today, 23-16. Jared Goff had enough time in the pocket with the Seahawks' lack of a pass rush. Their pass rush is absolutely non-existent right now. I mean, Jared Goff could have read War and Peace back there. It was the Saints 23-13 winners over the 49ers. Drew Brees left the game with banged up ribs. We'll see how that figures for next week's game, if he'll be checked out on Monday. It was the Steelers 36-10 winners over the Bengals. They remain the last undefeated team in the NFL, 9-0. Bengals, when they see the Steelers, melt. And in the Sunday night game, it was raining like cats and dogs. And the Patriots, a home dog, barked our way to a victory, 23-17. Ravens, Lamar Jackson right now. Lamar Jackson is not having a good year. Just too many turnovers this year so far. Too many turnovers. And at the end of the game, they had the ball down 6 with 45 seconds left, playing in a driving rainstorm that there is no way he could have even got the ball 5 feet. Yet long lines, 95 yards. I mean, they did that rain at the end of the game. Oof. Of course, Monday night, it's a game of survival. Vikings, Bears. Vikings are playoff long shots. But if the Bears lose again, so will they.